Hey everyone, we're back again with another video. This time we thought we'd discuss the pros and cons of rooftop tents.
Yeah, when you go online you see a lot of things about the rooftop tent. Mostly it's from the manufacturer, so we wanted to get a kind of consumer's perspective on the good things and the bad things about having a rooftop tent.
Exactly. When we first got our rooftop tent, we really didn't stop to think about some of the negative issues. Now, I'm not saying that we would do it differently. We absolutely love our rooftop tent. We love camping in it, but we just wanted to make you aware of both, the good and the bad.
Yeah, so let's check it out.
The first negative about the rooftop tent, and the most obvious, is simply the size of the tent. It takes up a lot of space on your roof rack. And this can be a problem if you're used to traveling and you like to store a lot of things on your roof rack. Another negative is that most manufacturers' roof racks are not strong enough to hold up a rooftop tent. So chances are you're probably going to have to buy a beefier one. Rooftop tents are heavy. Our rooftop tent weighs about 185 pounds, so it's going to take a couple of guys to get that on the roof. In our case, my husband cheats and he uses a front end loader to get it on. Okay, also just look at the rooftop tent. It's huge. It's like a big block on top of your vehicle. And believe me, when you're driving down the road, especially when it's windy, you will feel it. And another thing, the bugs make a huge mess on the front of there. One of the positives of a rooftop tent is that it's stored outside of the vehicle on top of the roof. That comes in handy when it's rainy out and you don't want to have to store your nasty, wet, soggy tent inside of the vehicle.
One of the things that's also a negative that you obviously can't see is the cost. When you go online to look at rooftop tents, you'll find out that tents like this is a ruggedized Tepui, is a couple $1,000s or more. Now I know there's ones out there that cost a little bit less, but that is one of the negatives compared to a ground tent, which even a really super high-end one is only a few $100s. So far we've talked about mostly negative things about the tent. So let's pop it open and see some of the good things. First thing you notice when you get it set up right off the bat is the platform pops open and you have instant cover. Even if the tent opening isn't even deployed, you have this instant cover here. And the way we mounted ours, which is a little different than a lot of other people, but it doesn't really matter how you mount it on the vehicle. We mounted ours towards the front windshield and it covers up both doors, or most of both doors on the FJ Cruiser. So if it's raining real hard and you need to get stuff in and out of the car, you can do it without getting stuff too wet. So that's a plus. Another positive that isn't so readily apparent from sitting in this nice grassy backyard is if you're traveling and you end up in a place that has big giant rocks or boulders, uneven ground or anything, it really doesn't matter with the rooftop tent. Unlike ground tents, you have to find at least somewhere relatively flat to put the tent on. With this, you just pretty much park anywhere, put a couple boulders under the wheels and level the vehicle out and you're sleeping comfortable. Along with setting up pretty much anywhere is also the idea of flooding. We've motorcycle camped in the past and car camped in the past, and you always have to try to make sure you find somewhere that's relatively high ground, because in the middle of the night, I don't know if anybody else has had this problem, but in the middle of the night, if it rains really, really hard and it starts flooding in your campsite, it's no good. You don't really have to worry about that too much when your tent's on the top of your car.
I don't know if it's true or not, but you do feel safer being higher up in the ground. All the little critters down below, bears, and even humans, you feel a bit safer from. The inside of the tent is absolutely awesome. The entire bottom is covered with a really comfy mattress. You don't have to worry about your knees getting all dinged up with a ground tent. There's also plenty of headroom. It's just ultra comfort in here. Another thing that's super nice is you can actually leave your sleeping bags in the tent. We just spread them out at the end of your trip and you fold the tent up right on your sleeping bags, so you no more having to pack them up. We've also been really pleased with the ventilation up here. As you can see, ventilation all the way around. It also feels that because we're up off the ground, it feels like we even have better airflow. But on the nights when it is really still, we have installed a little fan here that helps blow around the air. We were surprised when we were camping in really bad weather at how secure we felt being attached to the roof. Now, we've done camping, lots of camping on the ground, and have had problems with the stakes and things in bad weather and kind of whipping up, but we actually felt really secure up here. We've talked about a lot of the positives about being on top of the roof, but I guess there are some negatives. One thing is, if you are prone to little trips to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you always have to climb up and down the ladder. And another problem, if you have, some physical limitations, bad knees, bad back, bad legs, a ladder can be problematic.
Another one of the negatives that I can think of is when rooftop tents are mounted to this height of vehicle, it's really kind of necessary to climb on top of the tent after it's folded closed to get the travel cover put on and secured and everything. So that is kind of a negative.
All right, that about wraps it up for this video.
Yeah, we went over some of the good things and the bad things about a tent, but overall, we love a rooftop tent.
Yes, we do.
It's you can't beat it for ease of travel and security. You can camp pretty much anywhere. There's not a lot of limits. Pretty much wherever the vehicle goes, you can camp. So, that's why we really love it. That's the style of camping we do, and I can't think of anything better than a rooftop tent right now.
No, I can't either.
Maybe a big giant expedition vehicle.
There you go. A little out of our price range, but...
Yeah, it's really out of our range. But anyway, we'll talk to you again on another video.
All right, bye.